Page 4. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations through the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations through the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations through the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye Joda Zoge Chonam La Chanjo Bardo Tane Kyapsuch Age Jinzo Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Penjir Sanye Drubarasho Sanye Joda Zoge Chonam La Chanjo Bardo Tane Kyapsuch Age Jinzo Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Penjir Sanye Drubarasho Sanye Joda Zoge Chonam La Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyasuch Dage Jinso Gebe Chonam Ge Dola Penjir Sanye Drubare Sho. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is free of all aberrations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking passage to complete peace, which through the knowledge of past causes those helping martyrs achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subdue and expand a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teachers who guard and protect her, to you are my prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodhisattvas and the profound, who eternally shines for the forever noble light rays, to you the Buddha make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te shandata-gato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham datha-gato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham datha-gato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the nectar dharma I have discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this teaching, in silence I return to the woods. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the professional wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. Is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas, of 3 times are the obeisance. All composite things are impermanent, all contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness, selflessness, transcending sorrows, peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings from miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred with them. It is by teaching the truth of the suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. You attach to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Okay, the first session we'll talk about the positive, negative phenomena. We're done with the isolates and entities. So in other words, with one object, with what we see as one object, with one object as an entity, there can be infinite number of isolates. Let's not forget it. And these isolates, your mind, your conceptual mind, it sees these isolates as separate, different from the other isolates. Okay, this is what we need to keep in mind. And then we also discuss the positive and negative phenomena. Negative phenomena, what is negative phenomena? How do you understand it? A phenomena
which the mind cognizes through explicitly negating the object of negation.
Very good. A phenomena which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating the object of negation. So this is how we understand negative phenomena. And the positive phenomena is, anyone? Yes.
A phenomena which a mind cognizes without explicitly negating.
Wonderful. Without explicitly negating the object of negation. Okay. So with this negative, and then what we said is that emptiness is always a negative phenomena. It's not a positive phenomena. So positive and negative does not have the connotation of something wholesome, unwholesome. It's just neutral in that sense. That's how a mind cognizes it. Okay. So if to your mind, where you think that you're meditating on emptiness, and if the positive phenomena appears, you're actually not meditating on emptiness. So this is why learning this distinction, positive and negative phenomena, is very helpful to double check if you are actually meditating on emptiness or not. Oftentimes, emptiness is a very subtle phenomenon, and you can easily slip into positive phenomena. So you may not be able to make distinction that, okay, you may think that I'm meditating on emptiness, you've already slipped into positive phenomena, which is not at all emptiness. Okay. And the negative phenomena, we said that is of two kinds. What are they? Affirming negative and non-affirming negative. Okay. If there is a possibility for you that that you're going to be appointed as the chief secretary or the chief attendant of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, right? If there's a possibility, then everybody applies for this position, right? So the interviewer will check if you are suitable for this or not, right? So you imagine that you will come for the interview for the position of chief attendant of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So the interviewer said, okay, what will you serve me? So the interviewer personifies himself or herself as His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I say that in the morning breakfast, I don't drink coffee. What will you serve me? Resents, what will you serve me? Yes. Water? Butter tea? Oh, that's interesting. Ashwin serves me water. And then Karen serves me butter tea. Anyone else? Anything besides? Anything besides coffee, juice? Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Huh?
I would just ask him what he wants.
Oh. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Louder.
I would ask him what he wants to drink and I give it to him.
Okay. So, one, Ashwin, Karen, gentleman over there, your name? Richard, Julia. So of these applicants, Okay, tell me, the majority, you will select which of the applicant? Julia, wow. Why? Because the person said that you're going to give me water. Who told you that I'm drinking water? You're going to give me this is what? Bodhicitta? Who told you that I'm going to do Bodhicitta? Right? You're going to give me anything else? Who told you I'm going to right? So she'll get the job. Which means that when I said I don't drink coffee, I did not give you any other additional information. You're getting it? It does not. Okay, now I don't drink coffee. Positive or negative phenomena? Negative phenomena. Within this negative, besides rejecting drinking coffee, does it give you any other information? No information. This is non-affirming negative. Right? So if you really want to be the chief attendant with holiness for the interview, you should know the non-affirming negative so well. If you don't know the non-affirming negative, you will not be qualified for this. So Julia qualifies for that, right? So she knows that, okay, this non-affirming negative, it does. So of course, you don't offer tea, coffee. Besides this, no information was given. So what do you like to have besides coffee? Right? So this is what Julia is going to ask. Whereas Karen will give you, no, whether you like it or not, butter tea. Right? And then Ashwin, whether you like it or not, drink tea, coffee, and water. Right? And then anything else. Okay, there are so many things you drink. This is Richard. Right? You drink one of these too. One of these. Okay. So we need to know so these are the nuances. Where somebody gives the information, some information is just only one information. There's no other information given, extra information given. You're getting it? So where you negate something, explicitly negate something, but you don't give additional information, this is known as non-affirming negative. So not drinking coffee is a non-affirming negative. You're getting it? So don't serve, without asking, don't serve buttermilk, butter tea, or milk, or juice, or water, and so forth. Right? If you do that, you don't know the concept of non-affirming negative. You're getting it? Okay, good. Now let me say that what is affirming negative? Let me give you an example. Let's say that, okay, that I'm your guest. Let's say that I'm your guest, and I tell you that I am a very healthy person for the last 55 years. I'm 55 years. I'm very healthy for the last 55 years. I'm a very ordinary person. I'm not like the realized sage or saint. Nothing. I'm just an ordinary person. But I never eat anything in the night. So, if you are my host, when will you give me food? Huh? You'll ask me? You'll ask me, or you give me food?
No, give you food.
When?
During the day.
Oh, during the day, right? I did not tell you that I eat in the daytime.
But you told us you don't eat at night.
I don't eat at night. But they are saints who never eat anything.
But you're healthy. And you also said that you're not a saint.
Yes. I said that I've been very healthy, and I'm not an enlightened being. I'm just an ordinary person like you, right? I have to depend on the regular food, right? And I don't eat at night. This information put together, you get the implicit understanding that, okay, which means that he is in the daytime, right? So you serve in the daytime, right? Okay, so although I did not explicitly say this, but you understood it. This is known as affirming negative. Although it's a negative phenomenon, it affirms something else. Okay, Rajeshi, Pramanaji, welcome. And the Drishti, Pratyaksh, welcome. Okay. You got it?
No, sorry, could you just repeat that last bit?
Affirming negative, or with affirming negative, although it's a negative phenomenon, let's say that I don't eat in the nighttime. Not eating in the nighttime, positive, negative.
Negative.
I don't eat in the nighttime, positive, negative. It's a negative. It's a negative. And yet I added other information that I'm just an ordinary person, not at all like in the realized yogis, whatever. And also that I'm a very healthy person, right? So I don't eat in the night time. And you are my host. So when will you give me food? In the daytime. Although I did not explicitly say that I eat in daytime, but you came to know about it. Know about it. After me rejecting eating the night time, you came to know that I eat in the daytime. You're getting it with the other information. Although I did not say this, but you understood it. So this is affirmed. This is known as affirming negative. Okay. Yes.
But in that case, you have only two options, day or night. What
Yeah.
happens if it has multiple options? For example, I don't know, lunch or breakfast. You cannot decide which one is the correct.
Okay. No, but in the daytime, you'll serve food in the daytime or the nighttime?
Yeah, but
This is This is only two options, right? Daytime or nighttime?
imagine that you have
Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, right? So for you, serving me food in the daytime is correct. In the daytime, in the morning breakfast, early morning, why are you disturbing me? Early morning is my best day. Why are you disturbing me? Right? So early morning, I didn't say. In the daytime is correct. Early morning is wrong time. Not wrong time, is your wrong judgment. You're getting it? So if you want to be precise, okay, I have to serve him food in the daytime. Which part of the daytime I have to ask him? You're getting it? Okay, daytime is correct. Although I didn't say this, it's correct to serve in the daytime. Okay, many hands coming up. Okay, let me give this chance to this Ashwin. Yeah.
So I think building on this question, is an affirming negative only possible when there are two options?
There can be three options. Of the three options, you can reject two options. Of the 10 options, you reject 9 options. Right? It's not only two. Okay, so these are all your group discussions. You're getting it? Okay, so you understood what is affirming negative, non-affirming negative? How many you got it? Resents. And more detailed discussions you can do later on. At least some, when I say I don't drink coffee, this is affirming, non-affirming negative. Hey, louder. Very good. Okay, I'm just an ordinary person. I'm a very healthy person for the last all these many years. And I never ate in the night time. When you serve me food? In the daytime. So how do you know that? So with this information, when I said I don't eat in the night time, is that affirming or non-affirming negative?
affirming.
Affirming negative. How many you understood it? Raise hands. Are you good? Are you good? So now emptiness. What is emptiness? Affirming negative or non-affirming negative? Yes. Affirming negative, raise hands. Yes, you. Affirming negative? How many you say affirming negative, raise hands? How many you say non-affirming negative, raise hands? That's interesting. Okay, answer is yes. Huh? Okay, raise hands. Those who did not raise hands, raise hands. Okay, Tilu, tell me. Which do you think is correct? Okay, affirming negative. Answer is, it is non-affirming negative.
Yes, it doesn't give any other information.
Okay, it doesn't give, but the debate is there. Okay, so it is non-affirming negative. If affirming negative comes to your mind, again, you are not meditating on emptiness. You getting it? If affirming negative comes to your mind, you're not meditating on emptiness, you're meditating on something else. Although this where many people, they just jump into practice, just get some teaching on emptiness, they left for meditation, and then they don't know, they never learn about what's the positive phenomena, negative phenomena, affirming, non-affirming, they never learn about these things, and then they spend years and years so dedicatedly meant to be meditating on emptiness for years and years and years. Actually meditating on affirming negative, which is not emptiness at all. You're getting it? This is where these studies are extremely helpful. Okay. So you are introduced to two extremely important concepts. One is entities and isolates, and let's say that you're so attached to, let's say, cheesecake. You're so attached. By the way, how many of you like cheesecake? Raise hands, to be very honest. Right? Gadi? No? So? Okay. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, so there are many who like cheesecake. What about momos? Raise hands? Okay, but I hope that you're all raising your hands for the veg momos. You're getting it? Right, soya momos or the veg momos. Okay, good. Don't raise for the non-veg momos. Okay. So let's say that that's that we are meditating on we feel so attached to the cheesecake or the momos. So do you agree with me that the momo has one entity but multiple isolates? You agree? Yes. Good. So the momo is empty of being chocolate. Momo is being empty of flour. Momo being empty of being objective reality. Momo being empty of human being. Momo, eating of which is empty of being virtue. Eating of which is empty of virtue. Non-veg momos. Eating of which is non-virtue. Yes. Empty of being virtue. You're getting it? So there are so many isolates. You're getting it? Of these isolates, when you meditate emptiness, just don't pick up all the isolates. Pick up which isolate? Isolate of the momo being empty of objective existence. Just pick that isolate and meditate on this. You're getting it? This is meditation on the emptiness of the momos. Okay. So likewise, the emptiness of the self, emptiness of others. Some people are very complicated, right? Very complicated people are there. And sometimes you may be complicated actually. Right? You can meditate on emptiness of a complicated person. You can measure sometimes, right? The emptiness of weather, emptiness of the person, emptiness of the house, emptiness of the food that you like so much, and so forth, so that your emotions gradually come under your control. Okay, so for this, what we call as the emptiness, right? Don't just think that you study 1 week and then you go out, oh, I know emptiness, I learn emptiness, because emptiness, there are minimum 5 layers, right? If I don't tell this, some people become overconfident, right? Yeah, I know emptiness is not affirming negative. It's not affirming negative, it's not a positive phenomena. And this says, the emptiness of objective existence and so forth. And then when I say the 5 layers, each day you have to study, then you feel so demoralized, so hopeless. It's very complicated, so many layers, it's hopeless, right? Okay, so what should I do? Should I just say it very simply, or the 5 layers? Hey, 5 layers. Okay. How many of you feel so demoralized, right? Frozen to hear the 5 layers? Raise hands. Are you sure? No. Okay, don't feel frozen. You're getting it? Okay, what is important is that just listen to these, and if you're very serious with removing the fears of life, just try to study these. You have time. How many days you spend on your modern education? Raise hands. How many days you spend on your modern education? 2 days, 5 days, 10? Raz?
I think I counted like 1,200 and something days.
100, 2,000 something days. Wow, it's not 1 day.
No,
it's not 1 week.
No,
1 week. Okay. And this modern education is to remove your fears and to get the maximum happiness? No, but we invest this much of time. You getting it? Let's not forget it. It's worth it to spend time, be committed to spend time to look for the fearlessness and the infinite happiness. You're getting it? So 1 week is nothing, right? 102,000?
No, 1,200. Or maybe more.
1,000 is nothing.
1 year.
Okay, so the point is that we, don't just expect everything to come in 1 week, but don't feel demoralized also. You're getting it? Don't underestimate your potential. You have the potential, understand it. Some things can be accomplished within a day. Some things can be accomplished within a month. Some can be accomplished only after a few years. You're getting it? It's because of this that people have to make like 5 years plan. Yes? Yes? 5 years plan, 20 years plan, and so forth. Okay. So this is going to be a very important journey. It'll take time. So we should not underestimate yourself. Just keep studying, keep reflecting, and be around this environment, and one day you will get something. Yes.
Shila, just about the non-affirming negation. When I think of the emptiness of the flower, can I just, because it's saying the emptiness of the flower being empty of objective existence, doesn't that imply that it has subjective existence, and that's why it's non-affirming?
Good.
I was just wondering, is the petal of the flower an isolate?
It's a good question.
The
Petal of the flower, of course. You say petal flower is already, your mind has already isolated it. You've already isolated it. I say petal of the flower is also an isolate. At the same time, when you speak about, let's say that the petal of the flower, the petal of the flower, the color of the flower. These are all the isolates of the flower. Good. And so we have to, by the way, my hearing is a problem nowadays. Okay, the hearing, visual problem is also there. I can't see people so easily, right? I don't see this young boy raising hand. Yeah, I have the visual problem. Okay. Your name? Camilo. Okay, so what we said is emptiness, positive or negative phenomena? Negative phenomena. Negative, there, how many kinds are there? Two. What are they? Affirming negative, non-affirming negative. And emptiness is what? Non-affirming negative. This is sealed. You cannot move it, it's a non-affirming negative. So the Camilo. So Camilo came up with the question, a very important question. So when you say emptiness is a short form of emptiness of objective existence, or is a short form of emptiness of independent existence, which implies that things exist dependently, that things exist subjectively. So is it not that subjective existence is implied, is inferred? If it's inferred, it becomes affirming negative. You're getting, this is a very strong question we have to address. You're getting it? Okay. But what you do is that you discuss, and if you think you have some answer, try to give the answer, but don't be too stubborn. You're getting it? If the question is really good, you have to accept the question and try your best to give the answer. And if the person comes with the next question, follow-up question or rebuttal, then where you think that, okay, now I don't have any answer beyond this point, be very honest. Be very honest, appreciate the question, and explore this question more to look for the answer later on. You're getting it? This is very important. Okay, so having said this, the next question is, okay, Ornella, would you mind giving me a bottle? Thank you. Okay. Oh, pencil. Because for me, small is better. It's fine. But what is this?
Ginger lemon tea.
Ginger lemon tea. Okay, then I have to go for it. I thought it's water. Okay, what is this? What is inside this? Water. Right? Okay, if I ask the same question to the chemists, they'll say this is H2O. If I ask the same question to physicists, particle physicists, they'll say this is electrons, protons, neutrons. Bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons. Who is correct? All are correct. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Good. What is this? Flower. If I ask the chemist, they'll say this, it's just what? Organic. The compound, the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. And if I ask this to the physicists, they will say like bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons. Is it true? Are they all correct? Yes. Okay, are you a bunch of atoms? Yes. Are you a bunch of atoms? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. So a bunch of atoms giving the answer yes. Right? Okay. So let's say that say your emotions arise. Wow, it's so beautiful. Sometimes when listening to the music, your mind just flows in the music. Sometimes when you see the sunset, your mind flows in the music of the sun setting. Sometimes when you're somebody who's so loving and caring, amazingly loving and caring, your mind flows in a very different plane of reality. And something, we may call it as transcendental experience. How many of you have such experience? At least once in a lifetime, presence. Okay, is anybody who likes to share your experience? Presence. Huh? Share experience? You want to share their experience? Anyone? You don't share the experience. Here.
So it's the same experience I actually described last time when I was sitting like on the cliff and waves of fog came up and turned into like clouds, and just like looking at that was transcendental for me.
Wonderful. Ashwin?
When I got a hug from someone I love.
Hmm?
When I got a hug from someone I love.
Mother or your girlfriend? Huh? This is what I inferred. Yeah, this is what I inferred. He did not say this, I could sense that this is what he meant. Yeah. Okay, Tilo.
When I got new speakers and also a new synthesizer for my music studio. And I adjusted everything, and then the first moment was I was in
wow, amazing. Wow. Okay, so when you go through this experience, what is actually happening is that you have a feeling of the awe. When you have the feeling of awe, what is happening? You are seeing the object so objectively real. You're getting it? So objectively real. And objectively beautiful. Objectively a flow of the music. This is what is happening. So the feeling of the awe is a beautiful thing. At the same time, it has its own limitations, right? It's not that this is wrong. The thing is that the feeling of awe can be because of seeing the emptiness, right? Wow. Seeing the emptiness as object real. So the point is that, say, when you see this, wow, it's so beautiful. Okay, just say that you are somebody who is so extremely fond of flowers, and you look at this, you see that, wow. If I'm about to remove one petal, right? You say, please don't, right? You are so particular that it should not be harmed. So it's so wow. So when you see this, you see this as object real, as subject real. How do you see this? Hey, as well, you're already in awe. Object real. You're getting object real. Now look, this is something that you have to remember. The same object which gives you a sense of awe. The same object, if you look at through electron microscope, you see that here the texture is extremely meticulous, so tender. You look at through electron microscope, no more it is tender, it is no more tender there. It is like a cracks there. Have you seen the mud, the dry mud, the cracks there? You will start to see the cracks. And what are the cracks? They're actually the partition of the cells. And you, through further fine-tuning electron microscope, you will start to see the nucleus in it. Further fine-tuning this, you will see the chromosomes. And what are the chromosomes? What are the real chromosomes like? Right? Usually in the biology textbooks, chromosomes like X, looks nice. But visually real, it is not like beautiful X. It is like a extremely repulsive, the brownish snake-like structure, striped snake-like structure. This is what it is like, chromosomes. So when you look at the same object through fine-tuning electron microscope, you see to the level of the chromosomes, then the aversion starts to come. You're getting it? Instead of awe, you start to feel the aversion. Very strong. Okay, don't think that, okay, I'm being averse to the snake. This is not what I'm saying. Even the snakes, they attack people, not because that they want to attack people, it's because of the fear. Oftentimes the people, they harm them. People are scared of them and they try to shoot them, and then of course they will naturally to protect themselves. But okay, don't let us not bring that part. Just see that on the level of the chromosomes, it is not at all, they say, beautiful. It is, if not repulsive, or for sure it's not beautiful. You're getting it? Then through further fine-tuning, you will see the DNA molecules. Through further fine-tuning you will see the atoms. And on the atomic level, atoms are beautiful or ferocious to look at. Atoms are ferocious to look at, which means you don't know what an atom is.
They used to look good when I was in school. They used to look good when I was in school. We were made to draw.
So which means, how do you draw the atom with eyes, nose? Then that looks nice, right? So what I'm saying is that atoms are neutral. So when you see this as flower, the same object appear as flower is so beautiful. The same object seen in the form of the chromosomes, the striped brownish color, the structure, a little repulsive. And then on the atomic level is neutral. You're getting the same object triggers 3 different emotions within your mind at 3 different times. So why you have 3 different emotions? Why? With the same object? Tell me. Anyone? Anyone? Yes, over the air.
Because it's connected with experience from yourself. One positive.
Why? Okay. Follow with this. Your name? Andrea. So let's say how that you are getting 3 different experiences. Anyone? Venerable?
The difference in the perspective?
Because of different perspectives are taking place. 3 different appearances are taking place. How many agree with Venerable Resents? 3 different appearances are taking place. Okay. So these appearances are the object or the subject? Interesting. Okay, let's not forget it. Hey, Ras. Now it's coming. A subject means empty object. You are getting it? A subject means?
Empty.
Empty of object, you're right? How to wake up? Now coming. Okay, now what we said is that all the different emotions arise depending on the different perspectives. The same object by the same person, at one point, you see there's a flower, it gives a feeling of awe. The same person, the same object, with the fine tuning of the electron microscope, you see it as just the chromosomes, repulsion comes. The same person, the same object, with the electron microscope, to further fine tuning, it's seen as atoms, is neutral. 3 different emotional states arise within the mind of the same person with respect to the same object. What makes the difference? So the answer is, there are 3 different perspectives taking place. In other words, your emotions are actually triggered by the 3 different perspectives. Yes? Your emotions are triggered by the perspectives. If you have 3 different perspectives, 3 different emotions arise. You agree with me? Good. Now my question to you. Are you ready? Okay, usually none of the master's course and none of the diploma course students, they know one rule. You remember? None of the master's course raise hands? None of the diploma course and master's raise hands? Okay, tell me, what's the rule? There's one rule there, you know?
If you ask a question,
Yes. Okay, Venerable, say it again, louder.
if you ask a question, then you will not give the answer.
If you make me to ask the question, don't expect answer from me. This is the rule. You're getting, now I'm asking question? Right. Right. My question is that you said that, okay, do you first agree with me that the 3 different emotions arose within you because of 3 different perspectives? Yes, no.
Yes.
If the answer is yes, the next question is, these 3 different perspectives, they are not the object, is related, is the subject? Yes, no.
Yes.
Good. Next question. Say, I want to know what this object is. I'm not going to call it as a flower, atom, chromosome, so forth. I want to know what this object is. And I ask you, you're getting it? I ask you, say, remove the 3 different perspectives. Remove the 3 different perspectives. I want to know what this real object is. Real object is objective. You're getting it? Remove the 3 different perspectives. Don't say emptiness. You're getting it? Speak your mind. Remove the 3 different perspectives. I want to know what this object is. What is this? Flower is with respect to your perception of this as a flower. Right? I said remove this perception. So say a thing. Thing is also perception. Yes.
It's just some part of the universe.
A part of the universe is also perception.
Substance.
Substance also, how you see it as a substance is a perception.
Space.
Jyoti? Isolated meaning? No. I'm not asking what you see. I'm asking what is this? No. The question is just remove all your individual the perspectives. What is this?
Phenomenon.
Okay. So now, yes, Tara.
Object empty of perspective.
Wow, what is this? It's empty of perspective. That's not okay. I cannot say no to this because I asked you to empty the perspective and you say it's empty of perspective. That's interesting. That's interesting. So there's no difference between these two? There's no difference between these two? Right? This also empty perspective, this also empty perspective, same? This is one? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Tilo. Energy. Energy also perspective. Okay.
Phenomenon.
Ether. Space. Ether.
Air. Ether. Okay, this is ether. Ether is rejected by physicists. Ether. There are 2 scientists, physicists, who rejected ether. You know that? You don't know that. You have to know this. is rejected by two physicists. Earlier, ether was believed to be existent.
What remained?
What
remained?
No, don't ask me. Don't ask the two physicists. First, you have to reject this. The two physicists already rejected, proven this, right? Okay, so let's say that by the way, why three different perspectives came into being? Why? Why three different perspectives? We're looking at the object. We're not looking for a perspective. But then the three different perspectives came into being. And you describe the object. Oh, I love this object. Again, you are not talking about the object. You are the perspective. Oh, it's very repulsive. Again, it's not the object. It's your perspective. You said it's just perspective. Perception has nothing to do with the object. It's your own view, your own perception, right? Or it's neutral against your perspective. So, which of the three perspectives is subtler? Tell me.
The atom.
Seeing this as the perspective of this as a bunch of atoms, perspective of this as the what? Chromosomes, perspective of this as a flower. Which of the three is a subtler? Atoms. Perspective of atoms, not atoms. Perspective of atoms. Okay, my question to you is that Venerable, how long have you been in Bodhicitta? How many years? 10 years. Okay, let's say that Bodhicitta is looking for a staff. Or let's say somebody from Bodhicitta is applying for a job in your company, and you are the boss, CEO of the company. And somebody from Bodhicitta came to apply for your company. And then so you have to interview the person, you have to know the person so well. And there are two sources from which you can get the information of the person. One is Venerable Kumpenla, Tibetan Tesla, and the other one is another person who is here to Bodhicitta for 3 days. And these are the only two people who you know as from Bodhicitta. So, whose information, both of them, they tell you the truth. Whose information you think is more reliable, is more ultimate? Venerables as opposed to the other person. Why not? Why the other person is not? Why not? Because the other person was not too closely associated with the Bodhicitta, whereas Venerable is very closely associated with the Bodhicitta. You're getting it? Closely associated, closely. So that reflects the closer reality, or more the ultimate, closer to the ultimate, as opposed to somebody who is with the center for only 3 days. You're getting it? So, which of the two is closer to the ultimate? Say your naked eye seeing this as a flower, or through the electron microscope seeing this a bunch of atoms, which is closer to the ultimate? Seeing this as a flower, or seeing this electron microscope? No, seeing this as a bunch of atoms through electron microscope. By the way, the perception of with your naked eyes, or the perception of the electron microscope, which is closer to the reality? Makes sense? Which of the two is closer to the reality? Raz?
Through the electron microscope.
Through electron microscope. How many you would say electron microscope? That is closer to the ultimate. Closer to the ultimate. Whether it's ultimate, not this question. It's closer to the ultimate. Okay, most of you agree with me. You agree with Raz. Okay, good. Now, if that is the case, we see that there are two different perceptions taking place. Perception through your naked eyes and perception through electron microscope. A perception through your naked eyes is less close to the ultimate as opposed to perception of through the electron microscope. You agree with me? So with this, we understand, we learn a new thing, a concept. That is that what the object is has to be described on the basis of the perception. Right? What the object is described on the basis of your perception. So there are two kinds of perception which is not so reliable and which is more reliable. Your eyes, less reliable. Right? and the electron microscope more reliable. So the more reliable perception, we call it ultimate analysis, and the less reliable perception is known as conventional analysis. So with this, we're introducing the concept of object. What you describe as object is on the basis of your own description, your own mind. And this mind which describes the object is of two kinds: ultimate analysis and the conventional analysis. The mind which gives distance from the object and say, oh, this flower, this is just a conventional analysis. And then when you go beyond this and look for beyond the conventional analysis, that analysis is known as ultimate analysis. You getting it? So we said that what the object is can be only described by your mind. And this mind which describes the object differs. And broadly speaking, it is of two kinds. What are two kinds of this analysis? Ultimate analysis and conventional analysis. Okay, the next point. The object as seen by the ultimate analysis is known as ultimate truth. Object is seen by the conventional analysis known as conventional truth. You getting it? Okay, object as seen by the ultimate analysis is known as the ultimate truth, and the object as seen by the conventional analysis is known as conventional truth. Okay, now what is this object? Ultimate truth or conventional truth? Hey, what is this object? Conventional truth or ultimate truth? Conventional truth. Oh, this on the analysis. Exactly, you're getting it. Okay, depends on the analysis. You're getting it. Independent of the analysis, independent of the mind, you cannot describe what this object is. So you have to rely on the mind. If you employ the ultimate analysis, then what do you see is ultimate truth. If you employ the conventional analysis, what do you see is conventional truth. You're getting it? Okay. Now let's say cheesecake. Let's say I'm holding a cheesecake, and you employ the conventional. Employ the conventional analysis. If I ask what is this, what do you say? Cheesecake. If you employ ultimate analysis, what do you say? Atoms. Atoms. There's no cheesecake there. You're getting cheesecake disappears. You're getting it. What do you see? Absence of cheesecake. You're getting it?
But is it the absence of cheesecake?
Sorry?
Even if it's the atoms of the cheesecake, is it still the absence of cheesecake?
Even if it's the absence of cheesecake, is it the absence of cheesecake? Is it a question?
No. Even if it's the atoms of the cheesecake, is it still the absence of cheesecake?
Of course. So what I'm saying is that atoms are not the flower.
Sure.
You're getting it? Atoms of the cheesecake, they are not cheesecake.
The atoms that make up the cheesecake?
Of course, of course. So what I'm saying is that atoms, are they the cheesecake or not?
No.
They're not cheesecake. You're getting it? So on that level, okay. So now let's do one exercise. Okay, don't sit like this. Here us, sit upright. All of us sit upright, right? Okay. Okay. Look at the person sitting next to you. Don't look at too many people. Only one. Okay, I did not ask you to smile. I simply asked you to look at the other person. Hey, be serious. Look at the other person. Still you're smiling. Okay, good. Okay, now stop. Good. Okay, next. Do you agree with me that that object which made you smile is just nothing but a bunch of atoms? Do you agree with me or not?
Yes.
Okay, imagine, now close your eyes and imagine, just try to go to the level that there's just a bunch of atoms. Go to that level and think of that. Those who smile, it's time for you to go to mental hospital. So 2 girls there, you note them, note their names, right? 2 girls there. Okay, so now tell me, Tell me, why, right? Why in the first case when you look at the other person, it makes you smile, while you are just think of this as a bunch of atoms. It doesn't make you smile. Why? Why?
Characteristics change.
Because I looked at the conventional reality of that person. I did the conventional analysis and I looked at the conventional reality.
So, when you see in the first case, when you look at the person, you are subjecting your conventional analysis to see that as a person. Person means has emotion, all these things with all your past memories or of your knowledge. That this person said the emotions, so forth, and then it makes you invariably makes you smile. Whereas when you see there's a bunch of atoms, right, the person disappears. If the person is still there, you will still smile. With respect to your consciousness. I'm not saying the person is not there. With respect to your consciousness, with respect to your observation, it's just a bunch of atoms. The person is empty. You getting it? So therefore, your smile stops. You getting it? Likewise, and likewise cheesecake. You just look at it and your mouth waters. And you see this same cheesecake on the level of atoms. Your mouth will stop watering. You getting it? It'll stop because in your eyes, cheesecake disappears. It's just a bunch of atoms. Okay, so there, what happens is that, let's see, that with respect to the cheesecake, right, let's say that, okay, this is a flower. With respect to this object as a flower, with respect to this object as a flower, subject to ultimate analysis, conventional analysis, what is this? Flower. With respect to the flower, either you say, yes, it's a flower, or there's no flower, right, with respect to the flower. Say, subject to this flower to ultimate analysis, what is this? No flower. You getting it? No flower. Okay. So this is something, and some of you may still, okay, yeah, it's atoms, but there's the flowers there, right? So you are mixing the two, ultimate analysis and conventional analysis. You are mixing the two. You're getting it? Purely when you employ the ultimate analysis, the flower disappears. And this is not what your mind is exaggerating. Your mind is discovering. You're getting it? In the eyes of the ultimate analysis, the flower is empty. You're getting it? In the eyes of conventional analysis, the flower comes back. In other words, the flower is nothing but just mere appearance to your mind. And what does the ultimate analysis do? Is trying to see what is from the object there. What is from the object? From the object, the flower disappears. You're getting it? And then when you move, you think about it again the flower comes back. That is the mere appearance to your mind. Your mind is shifted from the ultimate analysis to the conventional analysis. When you subject the same object to conventional analysis, again the flower appears to your mind. Appearance comes back. There's a mere appearance. You're getting it? Okay. Yes.
But wouldn't that kind of make all the concepts of like compassion to others and helping others?
Very good question. So the question is that this understanding that the flower disappears. So what people say, the very difficult person, right? With difficult person, you think of there's a subject in the difficult person ultimate analysis, difficult person disappears, and you feel relaxed. For example, say you're next to a neighbor, very complicated person, right? Throws garbage next to your door, plays loud music on Sunday mornings, which is the only day you can sleep more. Right? Plays loud music, it disturbs you, and suddenly the person is gone. Person left for some other countries permanently. Are you happy? Not happy? Very happy. The person is empty now. Empty as a person. You're so happy. So the difficult person, he doesn't go. He always remains there, very permanent, right? But you met an empty as a person, right? Person disappears, and you feel so light. You're getting it? So the question is, your name?
Amir.
So the question Amir is asking is that, okay, difficult person disappears. Good. But about the sentient beings for whom you meditate, practice compassion? Sentient beings also disappear. So to whom to meditate on compassion? So your compassion will also diminish. Just as your anger diminishes, your compassion will also diminish. Okay, this is a good question. Let's not forget it. Make sure that you remind me. Right? Okay, because we have to, unless we get what is real emptiness, if I delve in this question, it will complicate us more. So for the time being, we have to have the flow. Okay, so with this, what we learn is that there are two, that with the same object, there are two analyses. There are two kinds of, say, what the object is. Okay, first we begin by saying that the same object can be seen in three different ways. As a beautiful flower, you agree with me?
Yes.
Or as just like the new, what else, like this chromosomes, yes, no?
Yes.
Or as electrons, protons, neutrons, yes, no?
Yes.
Three different perceptions and three different emotions arise. So beautiful, attached, very repulsive, pushed. Involuntary pull and push happens. Oh, lucky is just atoms, right? Neutral, right? Three different emotions arise with the same object, and depending on how you perceive the object, your perception. Your perception is not the object; it's your perception. It's the subjective. You're getting it? Okay. So, what this object is, we cannot describe the object till you bring your perception. And the perception, there are two kinds. There are two kinds of mind. What are they? Conventional analysis and ultimate analysis. Very good. Okay. So now, they say with the conventional analysis and ultimate analysis, only then you can just describe the object. So, what is ultimate analysis? Ultimate analysis is trying to look for the object from the object, right? Because it's going closer to its object. It's going closer to the object. Okay, let me say you are 1 kilometer away from me. You're 1 kilometer away from me. And from distance, you can see me just a tiny, feature there. And then you see water, that I'm in water, right? So you're confused. Is it really water or what I'm seeing is mirage, right? How will you evaluate? Raise hands. Raise hands. How will you evaluate whether I'm in water or what you're seeing is just a deception? Raise hands. How will you evaluate? Raise hands. How many of you would give an answer? Raise hands. Raise hands. Yes, the lady there. By going closer to the object. You're getting it? By going closer to the object. So, going closer to the object, you're looking for the objective reality. You're getting it? By going closer to the object, what are you looking for? You're looking for the objective reality. So, this mind, okay. Okay, let's say that, what am I doing? What am I doing? Looking for something. How would you evaluate? What are you looking for? Go closer.
Asking.
So don't come close to my pocket. Ask me, what are you looking for? Right? Okay. What is your name? Kai. Kai, what is your book?
This book?
No, down.
German English.
German English dictionary. So I'm looking for Kai's German English dictionary in my pocket. I'm looking for Kai's German English dictionary. I'm not finding it. Oh, it is non-existent. Is it correct or not correct? Why not? It's not there. I looked at it so well. 100% it's not there. So it's non-existent.
It doesn't have the potentiality. Where you're searching, it doesn't have the potentiality.
But I really mean it. I don't see it there in my pocket at all. Huh?
You're looking in the wrong place.
Why not? Why? No, I'm looking at it. It's the right place. So simply because it is not in my pocket doesn't mean that it does not exist. It can exist in some other place. You're getting it? Simply because it doesn't exist objectively doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It can exist in some other ways. Subjective existence is there. You're getting it? So therefore, if you see me in water from distance, how will you evaluate that whether I'm actually in water or what you see is deceptive as a mirage? How would you evaluate? Resents? Yes. Huh? Come closer. How many agree with your name? Sorry? Ilat. Okay. How many agree with Ilat? Resents? Come closer. Very good. To see if I'm really in water or not, come closer. Coming closer, you see that is nothing. It's so dry. Then you conclude that what I earlier saw as water was deceptive. You're getting it? Okay. So likewise, you see this flower as objective real or subjective real? How do you see? How does this flower appear to you? As objective real. How should we evaluate if this flower exists objective or not? Come closer. You're getting it? So, your mind should come closer. What is that mind known as which come closer to its object? Ultimate analysis. You're getting it? So, simply because the flower is not found by ultimate analysis doesn't mean that flower does not exist. You're getting it? So, what does it mean? When the flower is not seen by ultimate analysis, it means what? That the flower is empty of objective existence. That's it. You're getting it? That's it. Although it is empty, although these ultimate analysis says that there's no flower there, right? It simply means like saying that there's no, guys, the German English dictionary in my pocket, right? All this not in my pocket, that's true. Is it true or not? Guys, German English dictionary is not in my pocket. That's true. That's true. But it doesn't mean that the Kai's German English dictionary is non-existent. It exists in some other place. You're getting it? Likewise, say, ultimate analysis looks at the flower and the flower disappears. It doesn't mean that the flower is non-existent. In the eyes of the ultimate analysis, the flower is empty, but the flower can exist in a different way. What's a different way? In the eyes of the conventional analysis, it can exist. You're getting it? In the eyes of the ultimate analysis, it doesn't exist, but in the eyes of the conventional analysis, it can exist. Okay, so with this part, when you look at this, how does this flower appear to you? As objective real or as subjective real? As objectively real. You're getting it? As objectively real. If it does exist objectively, it should be seen by which of the two minds? Ultimate analysis, conventional analysis. If it does exist objectively,
that ultimate should be if it.
Yes. Okay, Gadi, what Gadi said. Okay, let me say this again. If the flower does exist objectively, if I am in water, if I'm really in water, then which of the two minds can decide? The mind which is closer to me or the mind which is far away from me? Closer. So what is that mind known as which goes closer to its object? Ultimate analysis. If the flower does exist objectively from the object, which of the two minds should see that? Ultimate analysis, conventional analysis. Yes, ultimate analysis should have. Raz, do you agree? Not true. Let me repeat it. If the flower does exist objectively, flower can exist in two. There are two possibilities for the flower to exist. Either it exists objectively or it exists subjectively. Right? If it exists objectively, then who should see that? The mind which comes closer towards the object should see that. Yes? What's that mind known as? Very good. Okay. So the mind which comes closer to the object, that should be able to see it if the flower does exist objectively. What is that mind known as which comes closer to the object to analyze? Ultimate analysis. If the flower does exist subjectively, then the ultimate analysis should be able to see that. And the ultimate analysis, when it comes too close, it says there's no flower, right? The flower disappears in the eyes of the ultimate analysis. It doesn't mean that the flower is non-existent. Although it is not there objectively, it can exist subjectively. So if the flower exists subjectively, which of the two minds should see that? Conventional analysis to see that. If you remember last time, conventional truth as opposed to ultimate truth. Then the objective existence as opposed to subjective existence. So subjective existence and conventional existence, these two mean the same. Conventional truth and conventional existence, these two are different. Conventional truth and conventional existence, these two are different. You're getting it? I'll explain this further. Don't worry. Right? There are so many jargons, right? And they're two very similar. Conventional truth, conventional existence, they seem very similar. Don't worry, right? If you, with the vocabularies, if you're a little confused, you must raise your hand and ask me on the spot. With the vocabularies, you getting it? For example, like conventional truth and conventional existence, I said that these two are not same, these two are different. That clarification I have to make. Yes?
And subjective existence is the same as?
Conventional existence. Okay, so conventional existence, subjective existence, deceptive existence, dependent existence, relative existence, they all mean the same. You remember last time I gave you the 5 pairs. Yeah, right, 5 pairs. What are they? Subjective as opposed to? Objective. Then? Dependent as opposed to? Independent. Deceptive as opposed to? True existence. Relative as opposed to? Absolute. Conventional as opposed to? Ultimate. Okay. So tell me, what are the 5 things which are synonymous with conventional existence? Subjective, dependent, relative, deceptive. And what are the things which are synonymous with objective existence? Objective existence, independent existence, true existence, absolute existence, ultimate existence. Very good. Okay, let's remember these. And of course, we are, while we are going a little slow, but then suddenly the technicalities are being introduced. We'll little slow down. Yes, over there.
You said there were 5 layers of emptiness.
Yes.
And you said you were going to explain them.
I'm not going to explain them.
You're not? Okay.
Because I'm not going to explain them, but I'm going to enumerate them. I'm not going to explain. I'm going to enumerate them. Why I enumerate them? Because some of you may think that, oh, emptiness is very simple, right? Only when you know that there are 5 layers, then you will know that, okay, this is not too simple, right? Okay, quantum mechanics, right? Quantum mechanics. This is where, say, the atoms, electrons, they behave in a different way. Well, that's simple, right? Quantum mechanics is simple. Then when you are taken to the more complicated issues, double slit experiments, how the electrons behave very differently, right? As particles, as wave, and so forth, and then the, say, randomness, and so forth. Then as you see the quantum mechanics more closely, then you will be shocked, as Niels Bohr said. So the point is that why I'm trying to tell you that these 5 are there is for you not to feel complacent. That, oh, empty is simple, right? So, okay, let's write these 5 layers of emptiness. The first one, emptiness of permanent, unitary, and independent self. Emptiness of permanent, unitary, and independent self. Emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Unitary and independent self. Number 2, emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. Okay, don't feel overwhelmed after writing all these 5, right? Emptiness of autonomous substantial self. Oh, substantial reality. Emptiness of autonomous substantial reality, number 2. Number 3, emptiness of external reality, or emptiness of externality. Emptiness of externality or emptiness of external reality. This is number 3. Number 4, emptiness of true existence while not rejecting inherent existence. Okay, number 1, emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Number 2, emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. Autonomous substantial reality. Number 3, emptiness of externality, external reality. Number 4, emptiness of true existence while not rejecting inherent existence. Emptiness of true existence while not rejecting inherent existence. And finally, the emptiness of inherent existence. Okay, so did you get it? What's the first one? Emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. But the second? Emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. What is number 3? Emptiness of external reality or emptiness of externality. What is number 4? Okay. What is number 5? Inherent/objective. Okay, in fact, there are more, right? Emptiness of inherent/objective/intrinsic/ultimate/ what else? Absolute/true/ okay, how many we got? Emptiness of inherent existence, emptiness of objective existence, intrinsic existence, true existence, ultimate existence, absolute existence, independent existence. Very good. These are synonymous. Okay. Okay, it's already 12:49. We'll stop here. Oh, yes.
So are these 5 layers also more subtle?
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you. The same from the first through to the 5th, it progressively becomes subtler. The first through to the 5th, it progressively becomes subtler. The first one is the grossest, and the last one is the subtlest. Yes?
So if through conventional perception you see the flower,
yeah,
and cultivate is the atom. So does that mean the atom objectively exists?
Oh, this is a good question. Okay, the question is, okay, let me first paraphrase the question, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The question is that, okay, you look at this flower, first you see it's a flower. This is, say, the subjectively real. And then that is seen by the conventional analysis. Conventional analysis, okay, this is fine. With the ultimate analysis, what is seen by ultimate analysis, if it should be ultimate or objective, then with the electron microscope, you see the atoms. Do you mean to say the atoms are objectively real?
No.
Answer is there's nothing existing objectively. But his question is extremely complicated. With this electron microscope, although the flower disappears, but the atoms are left. You see the atoms. So the atoms should be objective existence. This is a question coming from Amir. Okay. Yes.
If you go even further in,
yeah,
in the end, there is only energy. There's no matter. Like.
So now Amir will ask you, what about the energy? Does it exist objectively?
Oh.
May I say something? When I was looking to microscope when I was a child, I didn't know about atoms, proton, electrons.
That is not an electron microscope. It's an ordinary microscope.
Okay, I was just watching something that moved.
Yes, yes. That is,
life.
I know. This is the simpler microscope.
Okay.
Electron microscope is not easily available.
Say more about this.
Say more about which? Electron microscope. Okay. So this girl can introduce to to you more about CERN, C-E-R-N.
Because now we talk something based on physics, no?
Yeah.
It relates too much to the protons and something that is discovered of scientists.
Yes. So
where we want to go with the debate.
okay, so basically, to find these things, as a progenitor, somebody who to discover these things initially, that's difficult. Once discovered, other people can follow very easily. We can talk about atoms, electrons very easily, But the person, that is today is very simple. Today is very simple. In the earlier times, but who discovered the atom?
John Dalton, like in the textbooks, John Dalton proposed the first sort of model.
Okay, so the idea is that, say, the atoms, what is the atom like? So many, say, the models are being proposed by the different scientists. And then on the basis of the experiments, and then also the calculations, mathematical calculations, then this decided the present day accepted the model, where it's like the solar system, the nucleus is the center, surrounded by electrons, and the nucleus composed of protons and neutrons. So this is finalized on the basis of the experiments and the mathematical calculation. You getting it?
I remember, like child, I was playing with this, with different objects, put on the lens, and I saw, oh, it's a leaf here. Here it's something that's moving, like molecule or something.
Yes.
It was clear that there are two things there.
Okay, so basically, what is your name?
Anka.
Okay, what Anka is saying is a very important point. It is not necessary that in order to understand emptiness, we have to go to the level of the atoms. It's not necessary. Even as Anka said, that on one hand you see the flower or the leaf, then on the other side you see something moving in the air. Leaf is very static, and through a microscope you see something moving there. It's very different, right? So where is this leaf that I'm seeing? What I'm seeing, is it deceptive or is it real? So this is a question. It's not necessary you have to go that deep to the level of the atoms. Even what Anka is saying, so even with this understanding, you can get the understanding of what emptiness is. Yes.
What is the role of language in understanding conventional reality? Because
this is a very important point. You should remind me later, right? Yes.
Maybe try to answer Amir's question. If we zoom into the atom and we see electron, protons, and neutrons, and if we zoom in most places over there, then what we see is actually empty.
Say it again.
The atom is mostly empty.
So atom, even the atom, what we call as the atom is nothing, but the neutron, the nucleus at the center, surrounded by the electrons. And the space between the nucleus and the electrons is so vast, much, perhaps say 1,000, if not 1,000,000 times more than the space occupied by electrons. So
this, most of what we're going to see is empty actually. And
so that empty and the emptiness that we are discussing very different.
Yes, but I think it can hint, no? Because he's saying what happens if we zoom in and what do we see? But actually, you don't see anything, or if you look somewhere else, you see a nucleus, you still
So no, the point is that from the atoms, if the person focuses on the electrons rather than the space, electrons. So what Amir is saying is that you find the electron there.
Right, but the fact that if you zoom into different places, you see different things.
That's fine, but he's saying if you focus on electrons, and what?
It's like small.
Okay, this is what he's accepting. So what he's saying is that from there, say the smaller meaning that from the nucleus, from the molecules to the atoms, within the atoms, your name?
Joe.
What Joe is saying is that within the atoms, there's so much empty space, 1,000 times more than the space occupied by electrons and the neutrons.
Yes, but then you look at the neutron or the electron.
So if you fix yourself to one of these things, rather than focus on even the space can be seen as empty. Emptiness of this emptiness. Yeah. Okay, very interesting. There's so many hands coming up, and one hand is coming up with this. Thank you. Your name? Yes. Joanna, I think. How many Joanna is here? Only one. Joanna. And your name?
Julian.
Julian, Joanna. Okay, good. We'll stop here. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata